If lines are parallel, then they have the same slope. Parallel lines, same slope. Okay, an example of this would be like if you have these two lines, 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. They have different y-intercepts, but their slopes are the same. And so since their slopes are the same, you would say that these two lines are parallel. Okay, perpendicular lines have, okay, this is a weird one. Perpendicular. Okay, maybe you remember it is opposite reciprocal. Slopes. Okay, so for example, if I have the slope, if I have that same line 2x plus 1, then the opposite reciprocal to 2 would be, so you change the sign, then you flip the fraction. This is 2 over 1, and so when you flip it, it becomes 1 over 2, or it has to be negative 1/2 x. The y-intercept doesn't matter, but the slopes should be opposite reciprocal. So again, I'm looking here. 2 and negative 1/2, those are opposite reciprocals, different sign, flip the fraction. Opposite means change sign, reciprocal, flip. And then here, both the slopes are 2. Okay, so that's what you're looking for today. Obviously, we're going to be writing equations of lines. That's the first thing today. And so find the equation in slope-intercept form. The line that passes through the point 3,5 satisfies the given condition. We want it to be parallel to 2x plus 5y equals 4. Okay, so to be parallel, to start with, this one is in standard form, which was the worst. So remember, you have to rearrange it and get it into y equals mx plus b. So this guy is in standard form right now. You need it in y equals mx plus b. All right, let's do that. So first, you move the 2x. It's positive, so I would subtract. We've done a lot of this the last couple days. 5y then is equal to negative 2x plus 4. I'll write that bigger, sorry. Okay, you're not done because now you have to divide by 5 to every term. Remember, some of you caught this mistake on your progress check as I was grading them yesterday. Divide every term by 5, so then you get negative 2/5 x plus 4/5. Not a very pretty equation, but it's fine. Okay, this is your original equation, okay? That's actually not. Focus on that. But now we're going to figure out, okay, if it's parallel, then the slopes have to be the same. Okay, so what do we want the slope to be of our new line? Also, yes, negative 2/5. Okay, so you know you want negative 2/5. You know that you want it to go through the point up here, 3,5. Okay, so that's your x1, y1. And we're going to use point slope form to start. Okay, so y minus 5 equals your slope. We know needs to be negative 2/5 to be parallel. And then parentheses x minus 3, because you're using that point 3,5. This would be a great equation, except that it asks you to put it in slope-intercept form. So you cannot leave it in point slope form. You have to, do you remember what you do from yesterday? Distribute, keep going, yes. Okay, so you're gonna have to keep going here because it's not slope-intercept right now. So we distribute that, that's negative 2/5 x plus, so when you're multiplying fractions, you can use a calculator, or negative 3 gets multiplied to the negative 2 on the top. So it is plus 6/5. And now you are trying to get y by itself. So I add 5 to the constant term over here, the y-intercept. So we're adding to 6/5. You can do it in your head and get a common denominator. It's what, 25 over 5? Or you can do it in your calculator, 6/5 plus 5, and it will do it for you. If you have a button that automatically defaults to decimals, it should have a button that switches it back to fractions, okay? So this would finally give me the equation y equals -2/5 x plus, I think, 31 over 5. So if you are trying to do this in your calculator, it should tell you it's 31 over 5. If you have a little scientific calculator that defaults to mixed numbers, which is terrible, then you would have to click, I think, second fraction again to switch it to an improper fraction. But here is your not very pretty equation. You cannot just make up a y-intercept and be like, well, I know what the slope is, so the y-intercept doesn't matter, right? No. I asked you to go through a certain point, so you do have to use that one. All right, this is the same line as over here, so we're not going to solve it twice. You know what that's going to turn out to be. Remember, it comes out to be -2/5 x plus 4/5. Okay, so let's not waste our time solving again. If it's perpendicular, it needs to be opposite reciprocal. All right, so if the original slope is -2/5, our new slope needs to be positive. Flip it. Positive 5 over 2. Okay, remember you're still using the point 3/5, so y minus 5 equals 5/2 x minus 3. And the 5/2 is your new slope. To make it opposite reciprocal to the other line, we had to change the sign and flip the fraction to make it opposite reciprocal. All right, I'll let you do it from here. Can you please distribute and solve and get it into y equals mx plus b, because remember we want slope-intercept form. See if you can do it. Your calculator is your friend. It does most of the work for you unless you want to do fractions in your head, which is fine too. Mm-hmm. Try this one. Because that one's mine. I'm going to have to use it in a second. Yeah, I got to do some factors. This one is good. Okay. I will put what I get on the board, and then you can compare it to what you have. Okay, you have a lovely table here that is showing the year and the cost of tuition and fees for in-state tuition at public college. Okay. First up, before we go type this in a calculator, because the calculator will do basically all the work for us, pay attention here because it does say x equals 0 represents 2005. So that means that we're going to label 2005. In your calculator, you will not put 2005. You'll put 0, and that would make 2006 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay? So label that so you don't mess that up, please. And then I will turn on my little emulator thing and show you how to do it. Okay? So 0 through 5. Here we go. Okay. If you have a TI, you're going to go to Stat, and you want to edit. You will type in those numbers in list 1, list 2. If you have a Casio, either your own or one of mine, you will go to Menu, and then Stat, and type in the same stuff. Okay? So Menu, Stat, type it in. So step 1, Stat. If you're in a Casio, it should automatically pull up the list. If you have stuff in there already, then delete it out. Okay, so what you did, if you want to write this down, you go to Stat, you go to Calc, and then after a series of events, you end up doing AX plus B. Okay? It's the same for whatever calculator you have. So you have your little equation here. I already forgot what it is. A was what, 420? Was it 0.9 or 8.9? Okay, 0.9x plus, oh, it's right here. 5,405.29. Okay, this is your equation that models the data. Again, this was y equals ax plus b. If you want to remember where you got that from. A was the 420, B was the 5,000 something number. Okay, use the equation from part A to predict the cost of tuition at a 4-year college in 2012. Okay, remember we're not working in 2000s numbers, so what would it be in 2012? What is X? Look at your table. 7. 7 years, so 2 more. You're at 2010 was 5, so keep going. X is 7, so y equals 420.09 times 7 plus 5,405.29. So you should have done this before, like I said, in Algebra 1. Go ahead and multiply that, solve it out. You can check with the board when you think that you have it. Okay. Since you're dealing with money, how many decimal places do you do? 2, because cents. Okay.